Okay, guys, good evening. Today's session will be on file handling. So, what is file handling? So, as of now, we were taking the input from the console, right, through input method and writing it back to the console to interact with the user or the programmer. So, sometimes it is not enough to only display data on the console, which means on the output screen. The data to be displayed may be very large, that can be not a single line or two lines. It may not be of a particular lines, that may consist of more than n number of lines or thousands of lines of code or the output. So that may be very large, and only a limited amount of data can be displayed on the console, right? As we know this, because since the memory is volatile, it is impossible to recover all the programmatically generated output on the console again and again. So here comes the play of file handling. So here comes the existing of the file handling. So this file handling plays very important role when the data needs to be stored permanently into the file. Okay, so a file is let's say a file is nothing but a location on the disk to store the some information. Okay, and file is nothing but file is a location in disk where information is stored. Okay, is the location, it's just a location in the disk where the information is stored. That is a file. We can access this stored information after the program. Even after the program is terminated, we can access the file or the output which is stored in the file. The file handling implementation is a little bit lengthy or slightly lengthy, or which is complicated to when compared to other programming language, in other programming languages. But in so generally this file handling is whether it can be implementation or writing the code, it's very complicated in other programming language, but in Python it's very easier and even shorter also. So in Python, files are treated in two modes. One is, there are two modes. First one, the first mode is text mode. The second mode is binary. So in Python, the files are treated in two forms. Okay, in Python, the files are treated in two forms. One is text mode. Second one is binary mode. This is very important, guys. These are the two modes which are exist in Python in terms of with respect to file handling. The file may be in the text or in binary format, and each line of a file is ended up with the special character. Whether it can be a text file or a binary file, that will be ended up with a or terminated with a special character. So there are operations. Now these two have common operations. This text mode also has few common operations, and binary also shares these two modes, shares same kind of operations that can be performed on the files. What are those operations? Very important, guys. The first one, the first operation, opening a file, opening the file, that is the first one. The second one, read or write, read or write operations, read or write operations. And the third one is the last one, closing the file. Okay, so make sure that, please make a note of these two, guys, the modes and the operations. Then we will proceed. Are we good? Are we good to proceed? Yeah, fine then. We'll proceed then. Okay. The first one, there are, as I told you, there are two types of modes. First one, text mode. Second one is binary mode. And the operations can be performed on the both the modes commonly shares as follows. First one, opening the file. Second one, after opening, you can read or write. You can do both operations on the same file. And after you perform read and write operations, you need to close the file. These are the very basic operations and very important operations. So we'll go one by one. The first one, opening the file. First one, opening the file. So this in Python, it provides open built-in function. So we have a open built-in function which accepts two arguments. So it accepts two arguments. How many? It accepts two arguments. Namely, the first one. What are those two arguments? This Python open method will accept two arguments. First one, file name. That's the first one. Second one, access mode. Guys, I got a call. Just hold on. I'll be back 1 second. Oh, okay, guys. I'll be back. Okay. As I told you, I think it's going on right. There are two arguments we're gonna pass to this open uh, built-in method. The first one will be file name and the second one will be access mode. Okay. So here the name and access mode in which the file is accessed. The function returns a file object. This open function will return a file object which can be used to perform various operations like reading, writing, and appending, all those things. Okay. Let me give you one syntax for this. Syntax. So it has file object that can be anything, guys. Okay. You can name anything and open and close. And this will have a first one. As I told you, it will have a file name. And the next one will be access mode. Access mode. And the last one is optional. This third one is optional. Buffering. So this third argument is optional. Okay. The file can be accessed using various modes. As I told you, read, write, append. So there are few modes. I'll list out you few modes. Okay. First thing for this, first. So file name you can give any example. For this, I'll give you one example. File object that can, let's say, any dummy is going to be my file object, and next the open and close parenthesis, and the first file name. I'll give file name as a new file. Okay. Access mode. I need to pass the access mode. There are around 10 to 12 file modes, guys. I'll list you all those things. And as of now, I'm taking read as the access mode. Okay, this is one of the example. So there are access modes. So there are around 12 types of access modes. You can use it here. The first one is R. What it does, it will opens the file to read only mode. Read only mode. If you pass the R as the second argument in place of access mode as the access mode, if you pass R, that file will be opened in read only mode. Okay. Next one, RB. So what this will do, it opens the file in read only mode but in binary format. Read only mode, but in binary format. And this one in text format. Okay, as I told you here, there are two modes in Python. The file modes are two modes: text mode, binary mode. This, if you pass R as the access mode, it will consider this file in text format. This will opens the file in text format. If you pass RB as an argument, as the second argument, as the access mode to this open method, it will opens the file in read only mode with binary format. This is the second one. Next one, R plus. So what this will do, it opens the file to read and write, both read and write modes. It will opens in read and write. So same for text file. For text file. Next one, RB plus. So what it will do? It will opens in read and write for binary files, binary format. Next one, we have W, that is write mode. It opens the file in write only mode. Okay, in write only mode for text format. Another we have WB. It opens the file in write only mode, but in binary format. Next we have W plus. So this will opens the file in both, which means it opens the file in both read and write. Write and read both. It opens in both format for text. If it is WB plus, that will be, so this is nothing but access modes, guys. These are all called access mode. R, RB, R plus. You're gonna pass these access modes as the second argument for this function. Okay, for this function here. After the file name, after the comma, you will pass here R, R plus, RB, RB plus, W, WB, W plus, WB plus, kind of. Okay, both here, write and read for binary files. Next, after this, we'll have A. So A is for appending. It opens the file in append mode. Append mode for text. Next, we have AB. So append mode for binary format, binary mode. Okay. Next, we have A plus. So what it will do? It will opens the file, append and read. Append and read for text mode. AB plus. So it opens the file in append and read for binary files. These are the different types of access modes, guys. Okay. Are we good? Can you remember all those things? Very easy, guys. As I told you, there are two modes: text mode and binary format. For text, R, RB for binary, R plus for text, RB plus for binary, W, write mode for text, WB, write mode for binary, W plus, write and read for text, WB plus. B in the sense binary, guys. In uh, uh, blind mark. Blind mark is B. B in the sense binary. A means append, W in the sense write, R in the sense read. Very simple. R plus in the sense both read and write. W in the sense write and read. A plus append and read. Plus is nothing but read. Very simple. Okay, you are adding both. Here R plus in the sense read and write. Any confusions or anything? Any questions? If not, we'll go with one example. For this, let me open one file. File handling. Okay. So Now I will write a program which will opens the file with a name in read mode. Okay, first for this what we need? We need one file object, then open, then documents. So I'll go with some new name, anything, new name, then I'll have open. Then here I'm gonna pass file name, whatever the file name is. I'll pass one file name as let's say file1 dot txt. Okay, this is file name. The file name should be in quotes, guys, single quote or double quote. Next mode, whatever the mode. As I told you, I'll write this program in read. Okay, for read also you have to take in quotes. Now we have created the file object. Now I want the read. I have opened the file. I haven't done anything. So this is the flow. Open the file, read or write operation, then close the file. This is the procedure. Okay, for these two, for the text file or binary file, for both the type of modes, these are the common operations. The first one, you need to open the file, then read and write up, perform the read and write operations, then close the file. Okay, now I have opened the file. Now I need to perform some operation. So I'll take one if. So here I'll go with uh, whatever is the file pointer or file object, new name is the file one. I'll take that from this file. I'm gonna print. So if this is done successfully, it will says let's say anything. I want to print something. File opened successfully. Okay, this I want to print on the console. Let's see, run this. So it says file not found error, no such file or directory called file1.txt. For this, we'll create one file here. Okay, for this, we'll create one file. Here, same folder. What is that file name? File underscore one dot txt. Okay, so this is the file. Okay, in this file, we'll have the file should be in the same directory, guys. Okay, if you are giving just name of the file, this file should be in the same directory where your file handling script is there. Okay, here I'm gonna have Hussein, Hari, Chari, Pari. Okay, this is the or we'll have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0 0 0 0. This is the content in my file. Okay, I want to open this file in a read-only format. See what it says. If the file is opened successfully, this file exists here. Yes, it is exist in read-only format. Yes, once it is done successfully, it will shows that the file has been opened successfully. Okay, this is how this thing is file opening. Okay, file opening, and here we have performed some operations. Operation, that is read operation. Then we need to close the file. How do we close the file? There is a syntax. Opening the file, operations, then we'll go with third one, closing the file, close method. So once all the operations are done on a file, we must close it through our script using close method. We'll use the close method to close the file. Okay, Any unwritten information gets destroyed once the close method is called on a file object. So whatever the operations which are you're gonna perform after the close method in the script, let's say you have opened the file, you have read and write, you performed some kind of operations, then you have closed the file. Then if you want to perform any kind of operations after close method is called, that will not be taken into the consideration, that will be get destroyed. Okay. So, syntax. The syntax is just file object dot close. File object dot close. Example. Any file name. File name dot close. That's it. Okay. Let me give you through this. What is the file object? New file, right? New name dot close. That's it. Here we have closed the file. Are we good, guys? Let me execute this. See, that's how you can read the content from the file. Okay, that's the read mode. That is just a simple read mode. So here I'm gonna have the few operations. You can do this with statement. You can open the file. You can write this whole code in a single line. Let's see uh, with keyword. You can use the with open keyword. Here you can pass the uh, arguments, very similar. Here I'm not giving any kind of name, guys. Here I'm using with keyword. With statement is introduced in actually 2.5. The with statement is useful in case of manipulating the files or performing the any kind of operations. It is used in the scenarios where a pair of statements is to be executed with a block of code in between. Let's say you have uh, some kind of statements in between block of codes, then you can go with open, with then open. So this will have file name. The first one, file name. I'm gonna create new file, guys. uh, file2.txt. Okay, this should be in quotes, guys. You cannot keep a string ideally. It should be in quotes. Then the access mode. I'll take the access mode as now, as of now, right? Okay. Then as now you need to give the name of the file, sir, or file object. So here now new file 2. This is the object which I have created to for this entire statement. So the whole thing will be, these two are same, guys. These two are same. This one and this one are same. Okay. Once it is done, I'll go with um, I'll create one variable. Let's say dummy, or I can say data into the file. So the data will be with the reference of this new file2 dot read. I want to read it. Once it is done, I'll go with print that data. What is that data? Which is stored in data. So these two are same, guys. These two are very same. See here, it says there is no file underscore dot text. So here I need to create one file. Either I can create file here, new file, that is file underscore 2 dot txt. That's it. Okay, let's say we have data like this. Okay, that is the data which is stored in file 2. So now I am gonna open the file with statement, open the file and the access mode, as that needs to be stored somewhere. This is the actual file that needs to be stored somewhere. In this case, we have, in the first case, we have taken new underscore name as the file object, or you can say variable name. Here we have taken new file2 as the variable name, or you can say file object. So now this file object will consist this file data. Okay. Now I want to open this file in the read format. Okay. In the read format, I want to read all the data. So what is this read does in the sense, it will, this read method will reads all the data which is in this new file. Okay. And that will be stored in temporary variable data. How we want to print that data. See, if I run this now, I'll get this data, the whole thing. Okay. If I run this, see here. So this the first one is output of the first, this one, first example. Okay. That's the example of first example. And next one is next data. Okay. The from here, that's the output of second. Okay. Just this is just a simple example, guys. And if you want to read the information from the file, this is how you can open. And what if you want to read the same data from here? Can we do this? Let me try this. New name dot read. I have read. Okay. And I have stored this in D. Print the D. Let's see. Will that works or not? See here. File opened. Right? This is the text information of the first file, no? Right? This is the data in the first file that I have taken. So what is any confusions, guys? If you have any confusion, please do let me know. I'll clarify right now. Okay, you want another example, huh? Fine. Okay, we'll go with. Shall we go with the writing the data into the file? Same thing. Instead of read, you'll have write. Okay. Another example. Okay, fine then. Example 3. Okay. Now I'm gonna have example 3. Okay. Here, first thing. So now we are performing a uh, writing something into the file. Let me let me create one more file, or we'll see. We'll see. So there are two things, guys. You can create the file right over here, or you can create somewhere on the desktop. You can copy that path. You can paste it here. I'll show you that also. Okay. Mm, first, file pointer, or you can say file object. Anything. I'm gonna take some dummy 2 as the file pointer or file object. I'll go with open method, and that will have file name, the first file name, file uh, 3. I'll go with file 3 dot txt. Okay. Next, in mode, what is the mode? As I told you, I'll open this file in write mode. Okay. Next, once it is done, after opening, what should I need to do? I want to append some content into the file. Into which file? This dummy2 dot write method. Write. What do you want to write? So I want to write hello there. Hello there. I'm Hussein. Okay. This is the thing which I want to write into this file. Which file? File underscore 3. I want to write this data into there. Okay. Once it is done, what should I do? I want to close the file. How? Dummy2 dot close. That's it. If I execute this right now, see here what will happen. Example 3, there is nothing because there is no such file. There is no such file called, see, uh, I want to write something into this file. So if I execute this now, so now the data, see, the file 3 is created. Have you see this? Did I create it? No, I haven't created. When I was performing, when I passing the mode, access mode as the write, if there is no existence of such file, what it will do? This will creates the file automatically. Okay. If the file is does not exist in there, it will create a file when you perform write access mode. Okay. So now I want to read the data. Anyone can tell me, because the data is not displayed here, right? Anyone tell me how to read the data? Before closing, you have to tell. Anyone? How to read the data? Dummy2 dot read. You can print it directly, okay? Or you can store in some variable and you can paste it. See here, okay? Or else, for easy understanding, I'm gonna store this in uh, content. Okay, I have stored the read data from this file pointer, file object, and I have stored it into content variable. Now I will print the uh, variable, whatever the content it has, that will be printed. See here. What is the data in file 3? Hello there, I am Hussein. See, this is the data, right? Okay, okay. This is the data, right? So if I execute this right now, see, it says dummy2 dot read not readable, unsupported operation. Why? Content dummy2 dot read. Dummy2 dot read. I have read the data. Then I'll go with okay, okay, fine. Go with if we'll go with this example, guys. If that file name, what is that file name? Dummy2 dot. After getting this, that needs to be get. No need to take this if here. Print that content. 1 second. What it says nothing. Now, after closing the file, we need to, yes, we need to, after closing, we need to reopen this with open. What is the name of the file? It's file 3, and in the read mode as anything. Some, let's say, content. Content. Once it is open, we need to, the content should be stored somewhere. Let's say info as the variable, and I'll take this one, content dot read. Once I read it, I want to print it. Print what? Info. So let me run this. Trace back C project share dot file dot py dot txt 23 with open file. Oh, okay. As I told you, read should be in quotation. Quote. See, is this the information which you have? Same thing, right? in file 3. Okay, this is the same information we have fetched from it. Any doubts, guys? This is reading, writing. So now I'm giving you, I'll give you one example for appending also. Okay. After that, I'll give you one assignment. Okay. We have to, uh, let's say, before going to that, I want, you are good, right? We can perform this even with the for loop also. We can do same thing with for loop. Eh, I'll show you one example for this. Example 4. Okay. Uh, First we will take one file pointer, file ptr, file pointer, anything that can be anything, file object. So I'll go with open and the uh, I want to read the data. Now we're gonna perform. We'll take the which one, file 1 data. What is the file 1 data? This is the file 1 data. I want to access this data using for loop. Okay. For this, what is the file name? File 1.txt in read mode. Once I have accessed, then I want to run the for loop for I in which one. What is the file pointer? File object. File pointer is the object. Then I want to print that I. That's it. If I run this now, the whole data will get printed. See here, line by line, line by line. Okay, from here, from Hussein. Okay, print example 4. See here, there is a gap between each line. Okay, see if you observe for the first program, there is no spaces in between one line to another. But if you use the for loop, you're getting one space after every line of your file. In this file, after every line, you will get a one space, one line of space. Okay. Next, what we have, if you want to read a single line, you can read that by using a read line method. We have read line method. What it does in the sense, it will reads the all the data stored in a file line by line. Okay, it reads the line by line. Next, if you want to read all the lines, you have read lines. Sorry, read lines, not lines. So what it will do, before when we call the read line function returns, uh, if there are 5 lines, it will returns 5 times. Okay. So if there are, you have, if you want to read the single line by line by line, it will reads single lines. If you use read lines method, which is used for reading the lines, it returns all the list of the lines till the end. If you use the end of the file, you can say end of the file. It reads the single line. It will reads the single line, but here reads the reads the lines till end of file, till end of the file. Okay. Then we have what functions we have. Okay, we'll have if you use X access mode, you can create the file. How do you create the file? Creating the file. Okay, in access mode, creating the file. How do you create the file? using X, using X access mode. Okay, syntax. How the syntax in the sense? Open method, sorry, open method. Here you will have file name, then you will have X as the access mode. X as the access mode. You can give any name, the particular names file will be get creates. So I'll give you one example for this. As I told you, we need a file pointer. File pointer one, we'll say. We'll have one open. So I'm gonna create. How many files we have? We have three. We'll go with 4.txt. Next mode is X. So once it is done, I'm gonna print that file pointer 1. Once it is prints, I want to access the data. This file pointer 1. So print, once it is done, it should say me that the file is created. Okay, let's see the fifth example's output. What it says? The file is created. See here, if you observe, this file 4 is now exist with empty data. There is no data in it. If you use the X as the access mode, it will create the file. Are we good? Any doubts? Next, if you want to remove, next one is creating is done. Next one is removing the file. Removing the file. How do we do it in the sense? The OS module, we need to import the OS module. If you want to perform that, we need to first, you need to import the OS module. Okay. After you import that OS module, you can remove the file using remove and the file name. That's it. If you execute this, the file will be removed. Okay. We'll take one example for this. Just now we have created what file? File 4, right? File underscore folder example 6. Okay. Now we're gonna remove this file underscore 4. Okay. We'll see. So for this, we need to import OS first module. We need to import the OS module. Once it is done, we'll go with OS dot remove. What is the file name? Sorry, remove. What is the file name? File underscore 4. Okay, let me run this. What it says, file exists. File exists. Okay. Now run this. Really beautiful. Should why it is not removing? Why start remove? It should get removed. Okay, see here. Now you see. Okay, let me refresh this. File 4 is still is there. Remove. Why it is not getting removed? It should delete. File exist. File exist. Oh, okay. We have file over there, right? This file is getting used by which one? Here, this code. Yes. Let me comment this. Yeah, it is in use. That's the reason it is unable to delete. Now you see, guys. Here we're gonna. Okay, we are going to run this. So you see here, the file 4 is there. Now it's gonna delete. Are we good? See here, there is no file called file underscore 3. This is how you gonna remove the file. Okay. Next we have anything else, guys? I think that's all for the today. We'll have this session tomorrow on very important topic, comprehensions, list comprehension, dictionary comprehensions. Very important, guys. Don't miss the tomorrow's session. Okay. And if you have any doubts, please do let me know.